Welcome to the Love Lounge podcast. This is not a place to learn, it's a place to land. Nothing here has to be earned, and nothing needs to be fixed. Love Lounge is an atmosphere, not a lesson. Here's your host, Laura Doughty.
Today's episode feels personal in a different way. Not because it's emotional or heavy, but because it connects so many parts of my life that for a long time, they felt separate. Running, healing, giving, and love. I recently signed up for my 8th marathon. It'll be my 3rd New York marathon. And this one, it just feels so different. I'll be running this race in November. It's the same month that I turn 60. It's actually 4 days before my birthday. I'm super excited. And 10 years ago, I ran the New York City Marathon on my 50th birthday. I've also run it in between them, but those two were clearly milestones for me. And it was really that 50th birthday party. It was just that. Felt like a party. And it was one of the most powerful, joyful experiences of my life. Not just physically, but emotionally. There's something about 26.2 miles through New York City. The energy, the people, the feeling of being carried and challenged. And I mean challenged by the 5 bridges. It's insane. All of that, all at the same time. And now, coming back a decade later, it doesn't feel like I'm chasing something. It feels like I'm honoring so much of my life. Who I was then, Jesus Almighty, who I've become now, and everything it took to get here. Running has changed my life. And I don't say that lightly. It wasn't just about fitness. It was about learning how to stay with myself through discomfort, through doubt, lots of doubt, through moments where everything in me wanted to stop. Of course, I talk about this more in Raised by Fire, which comes out in November. Be sure you're signed up for the notifications. Because running became one of the places where I rebuilt trust with myself. When I realized I can do hard things and I can do them without abandoning myself in the process, one thing that has become true across every marathon I've run, it's that I never run just for myself. I've always run in support of something bigger. And to date, through these races, I've raised over $70,000 for charity. And that matters to me because movement, when it's connected to purpose, becomes something else, wholly, completely, entirely. It becomes service. It becomes contribution. And for me, it becomes love in motion. This year, I'm honored to run in support of Native Strength Revolution. Their work is centered around empowering Indigenous communities through strength-based programs that nurture identity, leadership, and wellness. And that is what I love about their mission. It's that they don't separate strength into categories. It's not just physical, it's cultural, it's spiritual, and beautifully, it is communal. And that resonates deeply with me because true wellness isn't just about how we look or perform. It is about connection to ourselves, to our roots, and to each other. Now, I want to take a moment to really share who they are because this isn't surface level work that they do. Native Strength Revolution is about equipping a new generation of Indigenous healers through leadership training, yoga certification, and experiences that reconnect people not just to strength, but to identity, culture, and community. They're not just teaching wellness, they're helping uncover a new possibility of wellness, one that is rooted in something so much deeper. And part of what makes this so meaningful to me is the story behind it. In 2012, the vision for Native Strength Revolution was spoken out loud for the first time in a room with hundreds of people in the Lululemon community. And it was led by someone I deeply respect, Suzanne Conrad. She was the former director of possibility at Lululemon and now leads Lightyear Leadership, where she helps individuals and companies uncover their vision in a way that is honestly unlike anyone else. And in that moment, when the vision for Native Strength Revolution was spoken, I'm sure it was terrifying, but it was also the moment it became real. And through the support of that leadership work, the vision has continued to evolve. Traveling to places like Mozambique and Ethiopia, sharing leadership tools, building relationships, and expanding what's possible for communities around the world. And God knows, community is what we all need right now. But what really stayed with me is something even deeper. Suzanne's grandmother was a member of Laguna Pueblo in New Mexico. She was born in 1924, and later in life, in her 50s, she went on to earn her master's in education from Harvard. She returned to serve her community as a school principal, and her life became an example of something so very powerful. It is never too late to elevate your life, and that every experience prepares you to lead and serve others. And there's also this thread of responsibility, of honoring tradition, of doing things with care, with excellence, and with intention. And that energy, you can feel it in Native Strength Revolution, in the classes they offer, in the retreats. It's not rushed. It's not performative. It's rooted. And that absolutely resonates deeply with me. Because when I think about strength now, I don't think about pushing harder. I think about connection to who you are, to where you come from, and to the people you're here to serve. This, of course, also connects so beautifully with my own heart for giving through Lala's Circle of Love. Supporting children, supporting communities, creating spaces where people feel seen, supported, and strengthened. When I look at it now, it doesn't feel like separate things anymore. It's all the same thread. Love expressed through action. Strength expressed through care. And the willingness to show up again and again. And I want to take a moment to name something right now in a gentle way, because I know it exists. There's always going to be people on the sidelines who see something like this, hear something about raising funds for a charity and think, oh, okay, here comes another one of those asking for money, or maybe even an eye roll, whether it's spoken out loud or just thoughts internally that someone, even you, may have. And there's a part of me that gets that. I do. Truly. Because we live in a world where people are constantly being asked for something. Time, energy, money. So I understand where that response can come from. But this is what I've come to know for myself. I'm not asking from a place of lack. I'm not asking to take. I'm inviting you, anyone listening, anyone that follows me, anyone that knows me. I am inviting you into something that has already given so much to me. Running changed my life. Giving and supporting causes that matter has changed my life. And over the years, being able to raise over $70,000 for these causes that matter has never felt like asking. It's felt like creating a bridge between people who want to give and places that giving can actually land and make a difference. So if you ever feel that little voice, even inside yourself, that questions it or pulls back, you don't have to fight. Just notice it. And then feel into what's actually true for you. Because the people who are meant to be a part of this, they don't feel pressure. They feel resonance. And as I train for this marathon, I am going to be sharing something new. I'm going to start a new monthly series called Stoop Stories, the miles that forged me. These aren't going to be training updates, even though I'm going to share some things about training because a lot of people are interested and it seems so intimidating. But they'll mostly be reflections, stories, moments, lessons from the miles, both literal and metaphorical, that have truly shaped who I am. And at the heart of all of this, love isn't just something we feel. It is something we practice. And how we care for our bodies, and how we stay with ourselves when things get hard, and how we choose to give, not from depletion, but from alignment. And for me, running has become one of the purest expressions of that. If this resonates with you in any way, whether it's running or giving, simply staying with yourself through something challenging, just know that it counts. All of it. It all counts. Of course, I'll share more soon about this journey. And if you feel called to be a part of it, I am humbled and grateful for our alignment. I'm really glad you're here.
Thank you for allowing the Love Lounge podcast to be a part of your day. There's nothing you need to take from this. Just let it be with you. If you'd like to explore more, you can find more about Lara at laradoughty.com or raisedbyfire.com and follow Lara on Instagram at the Lara Doughty. The light is on. Our door stays open.